Hey, let's learn two more chords, G major and D major. For G major, place your second finger at low E3, first finger, A2, and then we play D and G open, and then third finger at B3, fourth finger at high E3. This G major chord might be a bit of a stretch for you, so play around with your hand and wrist position, trying to find the best spot with the least amount of tension for you to play this chord. Move on if you're getting frustrated. It'll take some time for your fingers to work it out, but go easy on them. They're only small. You can try playing just the low two strings, and then playing around with your hand and wrist position, trying to find a good angle for your third and fourth fingers to come down from. And then when you do, just lifting those third and fourth fingers up, little tippy taps, keeping the rest of the hand relaxed while you do that though. Then try it the other way around, just fretting with the third and fourth fingers and bringing the first and second fingers down into a nice relaxed position, and then same again, lifting them up, keeping the hand nice and relaxed while you do. When you're ready, strum it out and then pluck through with rest strokes, fixing any dead notes and checking in on your fretting technique. Then final strum, listening closely to the quality of the sound, any buzzing or dull notes. Let's try it a few more times from neutral and then up into the G major shape in one motion if you can. If you can't, try breaking it up into halves like we just practiced, maybe playing just the low strings and then adding the high strings, or the other way around. Strumming through, rest strokes, and maybe back up. Final strum, listening in, give it a good whiff. If you're struggling, I want you to promise not to give up until you've at least given it a few weeks of solid effort. Add a recording with your practice today, and then another one in a few weeks, and if you haven't improved, I'll eat myself. D major now, it's a little easier. See how this shape differs to the D minor shape we just learned? So looking at the chord box, we skip the low E and A strings, and then we play D open, G2 with the first finger, third finger on B3, second finger, high E2. Remember, if your thumb's on the back of the neck while you're playing, there should be clearance between your palm and fingers and the neck of the guitar. Fretting fingers up on their tips, as close to the wire as possible. Strum the chord, trying not to hit those two low strings, and then plucking through, rest strokes, and another strum as clear as possible. Let's try a few more times from neutral, up into D major, one fluid motion if you can. One more thing, we're going to introduce the concept of anchor fingers. See how for G major and D major, the third finger remains in the same position on fret B3. So that means that we can keep that finger down while we change chords with the other fingers. And that gives us more stability as well as a point of reference on the fretboard. Try that a few times, changing from G to D and back, keeping that third finger down on the third fret of the B string. It's going slowly at first. Practice those anchored chord changes between G and D. Don't worry about a metronome at the moment, just starting off slow, like really slowly, making sure your fingers understand the plan. And then speeding up a bit. So we're just doing down strums at the moment, and only strum when your fingers are in position and ready for the chord. And it's the speed of the change between the two chords that we're interested in. Can you make it quick and snappy while still accurate? Going a bit faster. Maybe a bit faster than you can handle, and then slowing down to a pace that you can play it stably and accurately. Do this for about a minute if you can. The goal of this exercise is to start getting your fingers used to fast chord changes. If I'm making any mistakes at all, I'm going too fast. Don't let your fretting technique get sloppy. Really be honest with yourself. Add a recording and watch it back as if it's someone else playing. We're going to play the following progression: G major, D major, A minor, G major. The strumming pattern we're going to play is down, down, up, down, down, up. Each chord is played for 2 bars. Playing along with me. So for the down strums on the 1st and 3rd beats, I'm targeting those thick strings, and on the 2nd and 4th beats with the down up strums, I'm targeting the thin strings. So you hear that separation, low, high. Metronome at 60, let's try it a few times. Ready? 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up. 2 bars per chord. And changing chords on the final up strum of the bar, strumming them open, and using your anchor fingers when they're available. Let's try with the backing track now. It's a little bit faster. So just start strumming, trying to lock into that groove, tapping your foot. And then, rather than strumming on the 1st and 3rd beats, try picking out the root note in the chord. So we'll play pick, strum, picking that low G for the G major, and then for D major, picking the open D string, picking the open A for A minor, When you can handle plucking out the low root note, try alternating the note that you pluck on the 1st and the 3rd string. So for G major, we'll pluck the E string, then the A string. For D, we'll pluck the open D. And then for A minor, we'll pluck the open A and the low E. Ready? 3, 4. It's alright if you miss sometimes.